Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. This is one of those stories that could shake up the entire NFC North, and honestly, it's been bubbling under the surface for a little while now. Rumors are swirling, and if they're true, they could very well be a game changer not just for the Bears, but for the entire division. What am I talking about? Well, it's a potential trade between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Chicago Bears involving one of Cincinnati's most impactful pass rushers, Trey Hendrickson. Now, I know what you're thinking, trade rumors, right? But this isn't just idle talk. This is about a strategic move that could shape the future of the Bears' defense and by extension their entire season. So let's break it down. The Bengals, currently sitting at a 3-4 record, are facing some serious challenges on defense. They're giving up about 27 points per game, which is quite a lot in today's NFL standards. Their run defense in particular has been struggling, allowing around 4-6 yards per carry. That's not ideal when you want to be competitive, especially in a division like the AFC North, which is known for its physicality and defensive grit. The Bengals, after all, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. They have some pressing needs, getting Joe Burrow more protection, extending contracts for guys like Chase, and of course, shoring up that defense. Now here's where it gets interesting. Cincinnati has about $18 million in cap space, which they're trying to use wisely. But they're also prioritizing a rebuild, especially on defense, and that's where Trey Hendrickson comes into the picture. Hendrickson, who's just 30 years old, has been a force on the edge. In 2025, he's recorded 7 sacks, 32 pressures, and 18 quarterback hits. That's elite production in today's NFL, and his pass rush win rate of 22% with a PFF grade of 88.9 just proves how disruptive he is. To put it in context, Hendrickson's career totals include 52 sacks and 180 pressures, making him one of the top edge rushers in the league. He's a player who can really change the dynamic of a defense, especially with his speed-to-power move that has already wreaked havoc on opposing quarterbacks. But why would the Bengals consider trading such a valuable asset? Well, the answer lies in their overall team-building strategy. They're looking to avoid being stuck in limbo like some other teams that have tried to rebuild without a clear plan. They have some key players to lock down. Burrow needs protection, Chase is a pending extension, and Hendrickson's hefty contract at around $21 million per year is a significant investment. For a team that's focusing on the future, especially with draft picks in 2026, trading Hendrickson for a first-round pick conditionally in 2026 makes sense. It allows them to accumulate assets, rebuild the roster, and perhaps target younger talents in the draft, particularly in the secondary or linebacker positions. Defense, as we know, is a big concern. They rank allowing about 4-6 yards per carry, and their pass rush has been inconsistent, especially after losing some of their edge talent. And now, shifting gears to the Bears, this potential trade could be a major turning point. Chicago is sitting at 4-3, and they're hungry to solidify their status as playoff contenders. They've been building a solid roster, especially on offense, but adding a player like Hendrickson could elevate their defense to a whole new level. Imagine Hendrickson anchoring their edge rotation, adding that extra 25% pass rush win rate, which would push their total sacks closer to that elusive double-digit mark for the season. Right now, the Bears' edge rushers have combined for about 3-2 sacks, and with Hendrickson's 7.5 in 2025 alone, the numbers speak for themselves. His PFF grade of 88.9, significantly higher than the current edge players, would immediately improve Chicago's pass rush. Think about how this impacts their overall defensive efficiency. Hendrickson's pressures, hits, and sacks would not only provide immediate production, but also help reduce the points allowed per game. Currently, the Bears are allowing around 23 points per game, but with Hendrickson, that could drop to about 18. That's a massive improvement, and it's not just about the numbers. It's about the mental pressure he'd put on opposing quarterbacks, especially in crucial third-down situations. His ability to generate sacks against scramblers and extend plays would make life a nightmare for offenses trying to convert on third down. And let's not forget Hendrickson's history of creating turnovers, forcing +1. 2 turnovers per game in clusters could be a game changer for the Bears' defense. Now, the impact of this move extends beyond just the regular season. If the Bears can incorporate Hendrickson into their scheme effectively, they could see a significant boost in their chances of making a deep playoff run. And with the current odds for the Super Bowl, which have already shifted favorably, dropping from +2, 500 to +1, 200, they're clearly seen as contenders in the eyes of bettors. Hendrickson's addition would be the X factor, especially in the playoffs, where pass rush and defensive consistency are often the keys to victory. His presence would elevate Chicago's defense into the top 10 in PFF rankings, making them a nightmare for any offense they face. And here's an interesting parallel. This kind of move is reminiscent of the Rams trading for Von Miller back in 2025. That trade revitalized their defense, added a veteran presence, and helped them reach the Super Bowl. Hendrickson, with his speed, power, and relentless motor, could have a similar impact on the Bears. Plus, it's not just about this season. It's about setting a new standard for the franchise, building a defensive identity that can dominate for years to come. Imagine a front seven with Hendrickson and Sweat, both bringing relentless pressure, forcing turnovers, and turning every game into a showcase of their dominance. Of course, there are skeptics. Some say that trading a high-value pick now might hurt their future draft capital, or that Hendrickson's injury history, like his shoulder injury in Week 4, could pose risks. But if the Bears can acquire him at a reasonable price, and if they can keep him healthy, the upside is enormous. It's a gamble worth taking, especially considering how much it could accelerate their rebuilding process and push them into true contender status. With Hendrickson, the Bears' chances of upsetting division rivals like the Lions or Packers increase dramatically. The odds of winning the NFC North, which currently favor the Lions, could swing in Chicago's favor, especially if they utilize Hendrickson's full potential. This trade, if it happens, isn't just about adding a player. It's about signaling a shift in strategy, a move towards a formidable defensive front that can set the tone for the entire team. It's about making a statement that the Bears are serious about competing at the highest level, that they're willing to make bold moves to reach the Super Bowl again. And honestly, fans should be excited. This could be the beginning of a new era, a chapter where the Bears' defense becomes one of the league's most feared units. The fan base has been longing for a dominant front, and Hendrickson could be the piece that finally puts them over the top. So to wrap it up, this potential trade is more than just a rumor. It's a strategic move that makes a lot of sense for both teams involved. For the Bengals, it's about rebuilding and acquiring assets, while for the Bears, it's about elevating their defense and making a serious push for postseason success. If it happens, it could very well be the catalyst for Chicago's next Super Bowl run, reminiscent of the legendary 1985 Bears defense, but in a modern, high-powered NFL. The anticipation is building, and as fans, we should stay tuned because this story isn't over yet. It's a game of chess, and right now, the Bears might just be making a winning move. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Are you excited about the possibility of Hendrickson donning the Bears' colors? Do you think he's the missing piece that can finally push Chicago into true Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. This is a story that could define the franchise's future, and we're here to bring you all the insights, analysis, and reactions you need. Thanks for sticking with us, Bears fans. Let's keep the passion alive, and as always, bear down.